Hello, this is Gio, and believe it or not, I'm looking at a breaker box. Yes, it's quite lovely, don't you think? But I'm just showing you this because quite often when you have a breaker that has triggered and you have to reset it, well, you might have to look around a bit. It might not be too obvious, but quite often breaker boxes can be found behind things, such as in this case, a pitcher. And so if you don't know where your breaker box is, let's say it's not in a basement or someplace, let's say it's in an apartment or in a living area, well, most likely it's behind a pitcher because people don't like these ugly boxes. So I just want to show you how to reset a breaker when it's been triggered. In this case, I'm just going to open up the panel, and this is a typical breaker panel. It has a bunch of switches. Some of them are doubled where you need some additional current. But most of them are just singles. And when they're pressed in towards each other like this, that's on. This one down here is actually off. It says bath heat. I think that's been off, but you can turn it on just by going like that, turn it back off like that. And like in this case, disposal, you can do that as well. None of these, fortunately, have been triggered off. But when they are triggered off, they don't go all the way. They don't just pop all the way this way. They actually, when they break, they actually get reset kind of halfway. And so you have to be aware of that when you're resetting them. Fortunately, this breaker panel has one breaker which has a reset button, and we can kind of show you how one breaks. So if I push this test button, lights will go off, and this will trigger off. So let's see if you can still see. Ready? There you go. So it's been triggered off. But if you push it back in this way, things don't go back on because it's been triggered. What you have to do, instead of just pushing it on, you actually have to push it all the way off and then reset it on. And that's how you reset a triggered breaker. So just remember that when you have to turn back on a breaker switch that's been triggered, you have to first turn it off, all the way off, because it usually breaks halfway. So turn it all the way off and back on again. Just don't keep on trying to turn it on. And quite often when it does trigger halfway, sometimes it's hard to tell whether they're on or partially on. All you have to do is kind of push towards the on direction, and if they kind of wiggle back and forth, that means that's the one triggered. So go ahead and break it off and put it back on. So there you have it. I hope this helps you. See you next time. Bye-bye.